Hi, my name is Mandy Slichter, and this is my initial video assessment. My case scenario is about a gentleman named Mike who is a 20-year-old white male who has been in foster care since he was about 6 years old. That was when his mom passed away and his father turned to alcohol and drugs to cope with their loss. Mike was adopted when he was 12, but he bounced around in different foster care homes before his dad ended up in prison and gave up all rights to him. Mike has had a rocky relationship with his adoptive parents as he has also turned to drugs and alcohol to cope with his anger and resentment over the life that he has lived. Today is my first meeting with Mike, and he is hoping to deal with his anger more effectively and learn better coping strategies. He is 3 months sober, and he needs help talking through his anxiety, which has been a trigger for his drug and alcohol abuse. I'll be demonstrating attending skills, how to support change through a collaborative relationship with my client, and also showing evidence of empathy. Hi, Mike. I'm Mandy. I'm your social worker, and I just wanted to meet with you a little bit today to just hear a little bit about yourself, what your background is, and just kind of get an idea of what you're hoping to accomplish during our meetings. You want to just go ahead and just kind of tell me a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, sure. My mom passed when I was really young, and grew up in foster care. I was finally adopted when I was around 12. Father's in prison, drug and alcohol abuse. I also ended up developing the drug and alcohol abuse myself. So yeah, that's kind of why I'm here. I need to learn new things, new ways of being able to beat the addiction.
Mm-hmm. Now, you said that you were 3 months sober. Is that correct?
Yep,
well,
today.
That's a great job. Congratulations on that. You have, that is a huge accomplishment. And every day is a new day. So you're obviously doing something right. What coping skills are you finding that are helping in staying sober?
Well, sports. Sports is a big thing for me.
Keeps you active.
It does. Helps keep the weight off. I do find that I want to eat a lot more now that being sober. Even little things, found Lego sets are big for me. Just built a 12,000 piece, 1,200 piece Lego set. It's nice to be able to sit down with the instruction booklet. It really kind of keeps my mind off of things. So Legos in the gym is pretty much what I've been doing.
Those two activities definitely sound like they are good things to keep your mind occupied, because I feel like when you have a drug and alcohol addiction, it is such a mental game. And so if you are able to distract yourself when you're feeling weak, or, you're just angry and you need to somehow figure out a way through it so that way you don't turn to it, those are great things to get through. To use to get through those difficult moments. What are you hoping to do with our meetings?
I'm hoping to find new ways of coping, new ways of being able to stay sober.
Did you have anything particular in mind?
Not really. I mean, I notice the more I talk, the better I feel. So I don't know if there's meetings that I can go to. I mean, I do NA and AA, but I don't know if there's different support groups.
Right.
It's really kind of something, I was hoping to figure out with you. I mean, even my anger. I have a big issue with my anger. My anxiety skyrockets, and those I really need to find new coping ways of dealing with those as well.
Well, you sound like you have a very strong desire to succeed. I think that's very evident in all the things that you have told me just in these first couple minutes. You have some interests, and you have a few hobbies, it's something that we can definitely look into to try to figure out if there are more organized activities that you can take part in. You mentioned that you go to the NA meetings and the AA meetings, and that's great. But is there something else that we can do to support you in that? And that's something that we may have to explore together. What are your goals for, like the next 6 months at this point? Since you've been 3 months sober, are you working, or do you have a job? Do you want a job? What are you thinking?
I mean, I have a job. I would like to find a better job.
Okay.
Doing construction right now, a lot of the guys drink.
Okay.
A lot of the guys meet up after work, go to the bar. So I need to find something, not a better quality of guys, but so I'm hoping to find something in a work office, an office environment, where the guys don't have to go have a drink after work. Even if they just want to go grab a bite to eat, hang out, go bowling, something along that line. So that's what I'm really looking for now.
Yeah, I can really empathize with that, and I think that's really good that you're even aware of that you're happy that you have a job and you have income, but it's good to, recognize that that your coworkers are probably not the best influence on where you're trying to go. You're trying to stay sober, and how can we support that? And if, that's great that you have that job, but maybe we should look into some other career resources, and maybe that's something me and you can explore together. And you mentioned that you are potentially interested in an office job. What are the skills that you have that we could maybe look into?
Are
you good with computers?
I am. I'm decent with computers. Okay. Now, if you show me once, I have it. So that's really kind of all I need. If somebody can just show me a program, Excel, all that kind of stuff. I mean, as long as I'm showed one time, I got it from there on out. So I don't know if there's some type of training I could do before applying to the jobs, or if anybody does have a couple-week training program before you start. I don't know. I don't have much office experience, but it's something I really...
It sounds like you're willing to learn, and, you have motivation to want to learn and to get yourself into a better work environment. Because if that's something that you have to do 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, you want to be in a good situation to support, what your goals are in staying sober. Let's see. What was the other thing I was going to ask you? Do you have any other, you mentioned that you have anxiety and you have the anger. Do you think that you need therapy to work through that? Or are you able to deal with it on your own? You mentioned that, you do the Legos and sports. Like, is that a good enough outlet, or do we need to look into other alternative resources for you?
I mean, as much as I don't want to, I feel like I do need to look into some other ways of being able to deal with it. I don't know if I've never been to therapy. I don't know how it works, but at this point, I'm willing to try anything.
Right. Okay. Well, that sounds great. I mean, you have, you've stated that, you have a bunch of goals. You want to stay sober. You want to have a better job. You want to find activities that you're interested in. So I think we're on the right track. And I think, if we can find some community support groups, whether it's for your addiction specifically or just for you as a whole and just to keep yourself occupied, that would be great. Right. So I'm thinking, maybe next week, when we meet, we can go over some more specifics, and I'll try to gather some resources this next week. But it was really nice to meet you, and, have a good week, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Thank you.